Chapter 2, Luke, Thunder, Enter the Three Witches. First witch, where hast thou been, sister? Second witch, killing swine. Macbeth, Act 1, Scene 3, line 1 to 2. The big question is, said Miss Eason, perching on the edge of her desk in front of the blackboard, what should Macbeth do? Should he believe the witches when they tell him he's going to be king? Luke yawned. How dumb was that? Witches? Who believed in witches these days? Megan put a hand up. Luke grinned. This'll be good. Megan always has something to say. Witches are supposed to be wise women, aren't they? So Macbeth would be right to believe them. Not in Shakespeare's time, said Miss Eason. Remember those were the days when women were hung for witchcraft, and James I, Shakespeare's king, hated witches. Which is probably why Shakespeare put them in his play, to make them so evil that the king would be pleased. Witches would have been a real crowd pleaser too. Shakespeare wanted to suck up to the king then, asked Megan. Well, not quite like that, but yes, to seek his favour, said Miss Eason. Shakespeare needed a licence from the king to put his plays on. But that's what he was doing, wasn't he? Sucking up, argued Megan. Jingo put his hand up. Yes, James, asked Miss Eason, looking slightly startled. It was the first time Luke could remember Jingo putting up his hand in English. Showing off for Megan, thought Luke. He caught Jingo staring at Megan lately. He wondered if Megan had noticed. How come there aren't any vampires in Macbeth? Miss Eason was taken aback. Why should there be? Because they're heaps cooler than witches, said Jingo. Vampires are hot. The class laughed. Miss Eason shook her head. English people didn't really think about vampires much till Bram Stoker wrote Dracula in the late 1800s, she grinned. Witches were the coolest topic around back then. She looked around the class again. Any more questions before we move on? Jingo put his hand up again. How come Macbeth thought the women he met were witches? I mean, this guy's a real bright dude. How come he believes in witches? Everybody did, explained Miss Eason. If someone thought you were a witch, you were tortured till you confessed, and then you were hanged. Oh, cool, said someone. Jingo's hand shot up again. What sort of tortures? I mean, did they pull out their fingernails? Miss Eason's smile grew a bit more fixed. Maybe you'd like to look that up tonight, James. Sure. Can I change my talk to torturing witches? No, said Miss Eason. Is this a thumbscrew that I see before me? Whispered Megan, not quite loudly enough for Miss Eason to hear. A few people sniggered. But it doesn't make sense, Jingo went on, glancing around to check that Megan was watching. There's this guy, right? And he's wandering through the fog, and he meets these chicks. How come he suddenly thinks, hey, yo, witches?